another challenge accepted book haul. Today I've been challenged to haul each book in a new yoga pose. Challenge accepted. And while this sounds easy, I feel like it's going to be harder than it seems to talk about each book in said yoga poses. I've just gotten back to yoga after a 2-month break where I've been doing physical therapy to fix my pec muscle and shoulders back up after an injury that happened last March. Please forgive my poor flexibility. It's been a while. I'm doing my best. Let's do this. We're gonna be starting off with good old-fashioned downward dog. How best to get this position on camera? Who knows? The first book I have to share with you is our BOOKSPLOSION book of the month, and that is ERAGON by Christopher Paolini. Holy this is already so difficult. How do I talk with my face upside down? ERAGON by Christopher Paolini. This month we're working with Penguin Random House. Let's try half pigeon. ERAGON by Christopher Paolini. So ERAGON is a very well-known, very widely loved fantasy novel. I'm already reading it. I have the audiobook, which is fantastic so far. I'm only like 4 hours in, but it's treating me right. If you don't know, I'm an Audible affiliate. Use my link in the description, you get your first book for free. There's been a film for this book. There was not a good reception for the film, but so many people growing up loved ERAGON, talked about ERAGON. This is my first time reading it, so I'm super excited. You know, it's your classic epic fantasy with a young middle grade aged kid who's gonna be a dragon rider, and thus far I'm really enjoying it. Ow!
If you're not familiar with how BOOKSPLOSION works, we are an online book club. We read a book together every month, and then myself, Kat, and Jesse host a live show
where we discuss and take questions live with you guys. And the next book I have to show you today is also by Christopher Paolini. We're reading ERAGON as our book of the month in celebration of his new collection of short stories called The Fork, the Witch, and the Worm that take place in the ERAGON universe. Tales from Alexandra Volume 1. It's a nice, cute little hardback with an epic fantasy cover. Guys, this challenge is really hard and I'm only 2 books in. The next book I have to share with you today is part of a paid promotion with Disney Book Group, and that is Dragon Pearl by Yoon Lee. Give me a block. This is the newest addition to the Rick Riordan Presents imprint, #own voices, and it's a middle grade space opera based off of Korean mythology. That sounds amazing. The protagonist is 13. Her family comes from a long line of fox spirits, but to keep them protected, her mother doesn't allow her to do any of her fox magic, no shapeshifting, nothing like that. But I'm sure that rule's not gonna last, and Min's gonna end up on an epic, hilarious adventure across space. This story takes place in a universe where there are 1,000 worlds, and Min herself lives on a world that is not Earth. Her brother works for the space people, and one day he disappears. He's accused of running off to look for the Dragon Pearl, this ancient, powerful object. Min knows that he would never do this, so she goes off on an adventure to find him and clear his name. As always, I love the cover. It's got that classic Rick Riordan style. You can't focus on yoga poses while you're talking about the books. It's impossible. It's not impossible. The next book I have to share with you. Oh my god. The next book I have to share with you today is our February BOOKSPLOSION book of the month, Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen McManus. You probably recognize the author's name because she did a little book called One of Us is Lying that was on the bestseller list like all of last year. I read it. It was super fun, super entertaining. If you haven't heard, our BOOKSPLOSION live shows are now going to be on our BOOKSPLOSION YouTube channel, so please subscribe if you haven't yet. It's youtube.com/BOOKSPLOSION. I'll leave a link in the description below. In February, we're working with Penguin Random House. To Keep a Secret is about a girl who has to move to this town, Echo Ridge, to live with her grandmother. And she knows all about Echo Ridge because her aunt went missing there at the age of 17, and just recently, the homecoming queen was murdered at Echo Ridge, so the town's on the map again, just in time for our lead character to have to move there. From the outside, the town looks perfect, but of course they're keeping secrets. It sounds sufficiently Riverdale and amazing, and I'm pumped. The next book I have to share with you today is part of a paid promotion with Disney Hyperion, and that is The Last Life of Prince ALASTOR, which is the second and final book in Alexandra Bracken's Prosper Redding duology. If you don't know, Prosper Redding is about a boy who has a demon living inside of him, and he's being unwillingly possessed because his great great-great-great-grandfather made a deal ages ago with a demon for his fortune. And now Prosper Redding is paying the price. It's a middle grade book. It's fun and creepy and kooky. And that demon living inside him, he grows on you. I'm really digging the foiling on this cover. And the inside art is gorgeous. Naked is sophisticated. 300 years ago, fate-bound Prosper Redding and Prince Alastor's the demon, of the third realm together. Now the human boy and the fiend heir to the demon kingdom must put aside a centuries-old blood feud to save everything they love. So it looks like the demon and the kid are gonna have to work together to save everything they love! My back! You know what sounds good right now? Tree pose. The next book I have to show you today is one that I had whilst I was doing my previous book haul, but alas, I forgot to include it. Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, the final book in the Throne of Glass saga series. I finished it. I finished this 1,000,000-page book, and I recorded a book talk, and it will be coming at you as soon as I can edit it. Look at it! Look how big it is! Look how gorgeous it is! I did the ebook. For some reason, I can blow through an ebook much faster than I can blow through a real book. I feel like I can't breathe and talk while I'm doing yoga. You can't. You can't breathe. And yoga is all about breathing. The next book I have to show you today was sent to me by H&H, who I'm working with this month, and that is a new fantasy novel. Bloodleaf. 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 I can't make this sound scary. I just said Bloodleaf like 10 times trying to make my voice scary. Why isn't it working? Bloodleaf. Was that scary? It came in this nifty little box that I haven't opened yet. The strongest magic requires the greatest sacrifice. Ooh. Whoa! This book got under my skin and poked at my soul. Bloodleaf is gritty, raw, dark, but it's also beautiful and powerful. Crystal Smith is like the George R.R. Martin of YA. Bloodleaf. Woo! A pin! Whoa, this is nifty. Bloodleaf. Our lead character is a princess, a prisoner to her crown, and the heir that nobody wants. Surrounded by spirits and banned from using her blood magic, Aurelia must flee her country after a devastating assassination attempt. Her only option for freedom lies with another warden, her betrothed, Prince Valentine. Oh, to escape her fate, Aurelia disguises herself as a commoner in a new land and discovers a happiness her crown had never allowed. Oh, that sounds fun! As she forges new bonds and perfects her magic, she begins to fall for a man who is forbidden to rule beside her. I love me a good forbidden love with some blood magic and royalty thrown in. Bloodleaf is a roar of a dark and luscious political fantasy that's layered with heady romance, magic, and ghostly intrigue. I'm intrigued. So this is an arc. It comes out in March. I'm really digging this cover. I think it's only gonna get more beautiful in hardcover form. The next book I have to share with you today is The Wicked King by Holly Black. The Wicked King is the second book in this series that Holly Black wrote. What's it called? You know what it's called. And it's about fairies. The Cruel Prince! The second book in the Cruel Prince series! I haven't finished the first one yet because I have that thing with fairies. I started reading it, the fairies started pissing me off, and I put it down. And I know it's supposed to be fantastic, excellent, and I want to read it, but I haven't conquered my fairy thing yet. Oh my god, look at that hardcover imprint. That is gorgeous. I recently learned that this is called a stamp. Does this look like a stamp to you? I can't do this with a stamp. Aw, it pretty. It real pretty.
The next book I have to show you today is the one that I got in the mail, The Vanishing Star by Maureen Johnson. I have yet to read Truly Devious, but I've heard amazing things, and I want to read it. It's on my TBR shelf over there. And I believe The Vanishing Star is the sequel to that duology.
I really love the art design on these. Top notch. They always catch my attention, no matter where I see them. Next, I'm gonna be attempting eagle pose. Don't know if it's gonna work out while I'm talking with the book, but we'll see. The next book I have to show you today is Colleen Hoover's new book, Verity. Nope, this ain't gonna happen. I am so excited to read this. It's a super dark, murdery Colleen Hoover book. I've only read the first 2 pages thus far. It's a horrifying romantic thriller. I am so pumped. Everything hurts. I have 3 books left. 3 more poses. Time to attempt my favorite pose, Bird of Paradise. The next book I have to share with you is one that I got in Prague. I was was so excited when I found this in Prague because I've never seen this cover before. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Have you seen this cover? Have you? I've never seen it. It must be a British cover, a UK cover, because it's in English, it's not in Czech. But for the record, I did get it in Prague, at a Prague bookstore. Look at the spine! I'm so excited to put this on my rainbow bookshelf. Nagini is front and center here. It's gorgeous! Let's see here. How will I hold this? Okay. Yeah, I can't hold this and do Bear to Paradise. I'm gonna put the book here. Oh, I already getting a Charlie horse. You can do this, I'm too dead to do my favorite pose. The next book
I have to show you today
is a hardcover a book that I have in hardcover. Heart of Thorns by BREE. I started reading this last year, like in July. Yeah, in July, and I loved it. I was flying through it, I was taking notes. I moderated BREE's event in Pasadena, and then I brought this with me to a hospital waiting room, and afterward, I couldn't touch the book anymore. So it sat in a bag because I was afraid to touch it, and I never finished it because I was afraid to touch it because I had hospital germs. So, I finally have a hardcover edition of Heart of Thorns. I'm so excited to finish this book. If you don't know, it's this kick-ass Handmaid's Tale meets Game of Thrones meets Throne of Glass feminist fantasy. I'm halfway through it. Highly, highly recommend picking it up. Let's see, Nikki. Ooh, look at that pretty spine. It's the first in a trilogy. I'm so excited to get caught up, so I'm ready for the second one when it comes out. Did I do a yoga pose for this yet?
Can you see the book?
I feel like I weirdly gave birth. One more pose. The final book I have for you today is the biggest book ever. It's giant. This humongous fantasy. The Priory of Orange Tree. I have no idea what this is about. There's gotta be dragons because look at this gorgeous cover with the huge dragon. How many pages is this? Like quadrillion million? This is by Samantha Shannon, the author of the Bone Season series. Official page count looks like around 800, which is less than that book I just read, that giant ass Kingdom of Ash. But Kingdom of Ash had Bible pages. This has real pages. This is what Kingdom of Ash would have looked like if Kingdom of Ash didn't have Bible pages. That's insanity! I really wish it did look like this so we could see the size. Look at it. Look at it. Wow. How does one write this long of a book? That, ladies and gentlemen, is my Yoga Challenge Accepted book haul! I'm Christine.
Thanks for watching. I make videos every Tuesday.
My book Again But Better comes out May 7th this year. The link to pre-order is in the description below.